So women are good for business, no doubt about it. Research upon findings confirm that when we have more women represented in high-level leadership, when we have women represented in decision-making bodies and the decision-making process, that organizations and industries and fields and institutions do better. This is something that we know. We're not arguing about this anymore. We just know this. But the question is business good for women? Is it good for women? And I know this is a complex question. A lot of women really love working. A lot of women are really doing great things. We've arrived. We are there. It's not strange to hear us occupying the highest roles of nations and the multinational corporations around the world. This is not unusual for us to be there anymore. We've made it into the room. But we've also struggled whilst there. We've struggled on the climb, and we've struggled on sustaining what it takes to be in rooms like this. We are burning out. We are breaking down. We are struggling, in part, with the core, with the way that business runs. We're struggling to fit ourselves into this current system and culture of leadership around the world. Now, some may argue with that, but I'm seeing it. I'm having these very powerful conversations with beautiful, powerful, influential women who want to make a difference, but it's really taking a toll. It's really having a knock-on impact on the way that we are on the way that we are well, on the way on our health, on our well-being. So, we're seeing this with the Great Resignation, that by far and wide, the women are more highly represented in the portion of people who are CEOs and other levels of leadership, who are just walking out of the role, just leaving it behind to hang up their hat and say enough, that they're turning their back on this high level leadership. And that's the reality. The reality is that many of us are quitting by walking out, and many of us are quitting by just stop. Like I quit when I was a director. We stay in the post, but we just dumb down. We stop talking, we stop trying, we stop pushing, we stop visualizing, we stop going for something. We just kind of get on with the day-to-day job, and that is a really powerful form of quitting too. So here's the thing, though. We've got to get good at business. We've got to get good at not just not quitting, of staying and doing what we're there to do. We've got to get good at keeping ourselves well, keeping ourselves whole, keeping ourselves healthy whilst we occupy these roles, because I believe we are meant for more. That this is not the time to be backing down. This is not the time to be quitting. This is not the time to be acquiescing or dumbing down or shutting up or being silent. This is the time for women. We are meant for more. There is more for us to be, more for us to do, more for us to say, more for us to create and express and experience as leaders in the marketplace, especially leaders in high-level decision-making capacities. So that's what I know for sure, that we are meant for more. I know about the strength and the power of women, and I don't believe that we've even begun to scratch the surface of what women are capable of as leaders in our world. I don't think we've even begun to see the power of a woman with her mind made up, with her heart, with her head clear, her heart healed, and a resolve in her mouth to make a difference through her leadership. We are meant for more. We're powerful, we're more powerful than we know. We are meant for more. And that's good because there is a new mandate. That's the second thing I know. is that there's a new mandate for us as board level leaders. There's a new mandate for us as women, wherever it is that we're leading. And this new mandate is really around the fact that it's a new day. It's a new day in leadership. It's a new day in business. It's a new day in the global marketplace. And there are new demands for a shift in priorities and values, shift in systemic priorities and systemic values. There needs to be a shift in response to the times and the seasons that we're leading in. We hear a lot about broken systems, don't we? And what I realize is that the system actually isn't broken. It's just that the system that we're working by was created at a different time in history, and it was created with different values and different priorities. The priorities that the old system, the system that we need changing, was predicated on was profit, personal gain, status, and power. Like, these were the priorities, the values of that system. And the system worked very well to create, to fulfill that priority, to fulfill that value. That's what we created. And by the very definition of those values, we exclude some. The system was set up to create winners and losers. It was created to put some up while tearing some down. It's divisive. It was competitive. That's the nature of the system that we inherited as modern day leaders. But the time and the season has changed. It's demanding now that our systems are expansive, that they expand to have new values, new priorities that are just as important as power and profit and personal gain, that are just as important as status. And these priorities, these new priorities, are people, the planet, and future generations. That we must prioritize and value more highly, equally highly with profit, these new values. People. We must learn how to value people, all types of people, anybody that chooses to be part of making a valuable, rich contribution to the way that the marketplace is running, must be able to do so freely. Planet. We've got to think about our practices and our operations and our outputs and our outcomes, and think about how they're affecting our environment, our communities, our planet, and our world. We've got to think about future generations and the impact of what we're doing now on future generations, the impact of what we're doing now on those coming up behind us. You know, we have to think about how we're affecting not just the here and now, but the there and then. We need to think about, leadership needs to expand its priorities and its values. And I believe that women are the ones that are going to lead the shift, initiate it, innovate it, and influence it. So it really matters how we're being there, which leads me to the third point of things that I'm certain of. And it is that it's time to rise up. It's time to rise up and occupy. Now, this word occupy is really resonating so loudly in my soul right now, because this word occupy, it really means to take up room. It means to make your presence known. It means to exist bigger, take up more space. And this is what I think that we're being called to do: rise above our challenges and occupy senior leadership roles, decision-making roles, where we make our voices known, where we deliver our points potently, we influence powerfully, that we take up room, that we're not invisible and like wallflowers, not invisible wallflowers, we're not decoration around that table, that we're actually there occupying with power and authority and confidence and influence, making a significant impact. I think that's what we're being called to as women right now. We are being called to rise up and occupy. I'm calling this the occupy imperative, because it's imperative that our wisdom, our ideas, our insights about how to expand our value system and how to, to prioritize the people and the planet and the future generations. I feel that women have so much to contribute to that mission. So this is what this new season is about for me. This new season is about helping as many women leaders as possible to know, first of all, that we're meant for more as women. Second of all, that there's a new mandate for us to opt into. This new mandate is about a cultural and spiritual shift of priorities and values in the system, in the marketplace systems. And the third thing is that we need to be about becoming that woman. We need to rise up and occupy in our positions of power. I'm feeling really excited about that. I'm feeling like I'm feeling renewed in my fervor and really clear about my assignment to help women to understand these three things: that you're meant for more, that there's a new mandate, and that it's time to occupy, rise up and occupy, that wherever it is that you're leading, whether you're leading in the home or you're leading in a multinational, you're the head of a multinational corporation, or you lead a nation, wherever it is that we're leading, it is time for us to occupy. That's it. That's all I got.